The technology that could destroy Bitcoin already exists, and it's only getting stronger. I'm talking about quantum computing, which actually could be a huge problem for Bitcoin and other proof-of-work cryptocurrencies. So do you need to be worried? Yes and no. But before I delve more into if you need to be worried or not, we first need to understand what quantum computing is and what's the difference between a normal computer and a quantum computer. A classical computer processes operations in either a 1 or a 0, and the thing with quantum computers is that it combines the two, making what's called a qubit. So the qubit represents the 1 and the 0 at the same time. And the new Google Willow chip that was recently announced from Google has 105 of these qubits, and according to Google themselves, a problem that took Willow 5 minutes to solve would have taken a normal computer up to 10 septillion years, which is just such a big number that it's hard to understand. It's way longer than this Earth has existed and probably the whole of our solar system. So that really puts things into perspective on how powerful these quantum computers are compared to regular computers. Now, maybe once or twice you've used a calculator to calculate how long it would take to crack your password for a normal computer. So if you think that your normal passwords are safe, then you should maybe think twice. And I will get more into that later on in the video as well. Now, you might be wondering, what does this have to do with Bitcoin and other proof-of-work cryptocurrencies like Kaspa or really whatever? You see, Bitcoin works through problem solving so that when you initiate a transaction, the transaction gets put inside a block, and then the miners all around the world compete to be the first one to solve the hard mathematical problem, and the miner who solves the problem first is rewarded with some Bitcoin for helping secure and verify the network. So that's very briefly how the Bitcoin network operates. But your own Bitcoin is stored inside a wallet, or actually the wallet is on the blockchain, and it is the private key which you open your wallet on the blockchain. Think of it like having a PO box, and the PO box is stored on the blockchain, and you have your keys to open the PO box. Other people can put Bitcoin in your PO box or your wallet, and you're the only one that's allowed to open it and pull out the Bitcoin and put it in another PO box or another wallet. And these private keys are made up of long strings of numbers and letters, so long and random that they're nearly impossible to guess, and it would take a very long time for a normal PC to crack a private key. But here's the catch. As we discussed, the quantum computers are so powerful compared to regular computers, which means that they can solve these mathematical problems and also decode your private key or crack your private key much faster. And that's where things get interesting, but also risky for Bitcoin and a lot of proof-of-work networks. Because frankly, yes, quantum computers are a very big and real problem for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be compromised. However, don't sell all of your Bitcoin right now, because there are still solutions and there is sort of still time to fix the problem. You see, Bitcoin is basically built to adapt, and Satoshi himself, the founder of Bitcoin or the group, already talked about this back in 2010 on the Bitcoin forum. The SHA-256 is very strong, and the SHA-256 is the current hashing protocol or hashing system for Bitcoin. However, if the SHA-256 became completely broken, I think we could come to some agreement about what the honest blockchain was before the trouble started, lock that in, and continue from there with a new hash function. But he also wrote that if the hash breakdown come gradually, we could transition to a new hash in an orderly way. And a lot of other proof-of-work chains like Kaspa, for example, also works in a similar way. Like if anything were to happen, the network could agree and either change the structure or go back to when the network wasn't attacked. So even if there would be a surprise attack to Bitcoin and the network would crash or whatever, then we still have time to solve the problem. But I think that a sudden attack is highly unlikely, and I will talk more about that later on on in the video. But it's probably the second alternative that is going to happen, that the change is coming gradually. Because as of now, Google's new Willow chip with 105 qubits is not really a problem. So when will it be a problem? You see, a quantum computer's strength is measured in qubits, and as we discussed, the new Google Willow chip has 105 qubits. And to break the current Bitcoin hashing protocol, the SHA-256, there needs to be approximately 10,000 million qubits, which is way more than 105. So we're not really there yet. But when are we there? Now, quickly before I answer that question, it's always important to store your cryptocurrencies in a safe way. You never want to be storing your cryptocurrencies on an exchange, because if we look at 2021 or 2022, when FTX collapsed, one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges, the majority of people who held their crypto on FTX lost their money or their crypto. Not your keys, not your crypto. So that's why I'm personally using the Tantum hardware wallet, which is a very easy to use, cheap and also secure hardware wallet where your crypto is safe and secure. And it's even cheaper with my discount code. So remember to use the code Tashi if you want to save 10% when buying your Tantum wallet yourself. And currently Tantum is doing a free shipping event, and it's only for a limited time frame. So if you want to get your Tantum wallet, get it before the free shipping ends. You can even pay with crypto, so take some profits and buy a hardware wallet and keep your crypto secure. Now, Google dropped one of its first quantum chips back in 2016. It was the Foxtail chip, which has 22 qubits. So in approximately 8 years, they have 4x'd the qubits. And the evolution with qubits is probably not going to be linear. It basically never is in the term of technology, so it will most likely be an exponential move with qubits to the upside, meaning that the quantum threat is probably at least 10, 15 or 20 years ahead. So we have time, to say the least, and a lot of developers are working on it. I mean, we have some of the smartest and also richest people in the world working on this problem, and I think that it will be solved in no time, at least before the quantum threat becomes real. And even if very powerful quantum computing gets released to the markets, I don't think Bitcoin will be the first target. I mean, they could target the NSA, the Department of Defense, the military itself, get a hold of the nuclear launch codes. Like, quantum computing could be used for so much else, even cracking into the biggest banks, which the majority of them have already had massive leaks and break-ins. And frankly, cracking into those kinds of systems would be much more profitable for a hacker than cracking a cryptocurrency that's only worth $2 trillion only. And even if some secret agency already has a massive powerful quantum computer like the CIA or CCP or Russia, then I don't think that they would like to tell the whole world that they got a massive quantum computer by cracking into Bitcoin, because then everyone else would know that they have a quantum computer that is amazingly powerful. And even if Bitcoin would be compromised by a hacker, Bitcoin would become completely useless and completely worthless, because basically all of the value in Bitcoin is because of its security and its reliability. And if someone were to hack the system, it's no longer secure, and that means it's worthless. However, what could happen though is that Satoshi Nakamoto's wallet could be hacked. Because if we were to change to a new hashing algorithm, then the whole network and node operators would have to come to an agreement and also probably upgrade or switch to a new wallet or upgrade the private keys to the wallet. And Satoshi's wallet has been inactive for a very long time, which means that the SHA-256 key that Satoshi is using will most likely stay the same even until quantum computers are around. As Anthony Antalabus once said, we will know quantum computing exists when Satoshi's coins start to move. So just to conclude the video, quantum computing is a real threat to Bitcoin and other proof-of-work cryptos if nothing changes. But I mean, we have some of the smartest and also some of the richest people in the world currently working on this problem, and there are already some solutions circulating around the internet. So I believe that it's highly unlikely that the Bitcoin network will come to a consensus and agreement on what to upgrade the network to prevent quantum computers from cracking the security and reliability of Bitcoin, and it will most certainly adapt before it's too late. And even if we were too late, then we could agree on a point before the trouble started and swap to that point. So don't sell all of your Bitcoin and other proof of work coins because all of this fear, uncertainty and doubt is circulating around these quantum computers. Instead, do the research and understand what a quantum computer is and also how Bitcoin works, how it's built to adapt. Then you will probably be calmer and you don't have to sell your Bitcoin. Watch this video right here. Goodbye.